Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And jump over to Facebook and like my page to upload your video links, pictures, and join the conversation there. Click on the links in the description below. Hey guys, now follow me on Instagram at Ultra Maximus Reviews and Twitter at Ultra underscore Maximus. Links in the description below. Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another top 10 video. And today I want to take a look at the top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies that we as fans need. Now, I don't think any of these movies would be made at all, and if they are, it's not going to be anytime soon. But I think these are movies that one, fans would love to see. They're great characters and kind of out there, much like Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of out of nowhere. That kind of flavor of fun, and I think all of these books would look great as a movie up on the screens, and well, they would just be plain old fun. So let's see what made my top 10 list. My number 10 pick is going to go to the Scarlet Spider. And I don't mean the newer version of the Scarlet Spider with the new outfit. I'm talking the classic Ben Reilly clone of Peter Parker, Spider-Man. This suit, this character, this initial arc, I think would be fantastic. It would be fun to see a touch of that whole Spider clone saga from back in the 90s. This was one of my favorite comic book arcs as a teenager, and I loved the Ben Reilly character. I loved him breaking out away from Spider-Man, but still being Spider-Man, kind of switching it up and kind of having that 90s edge vibe with the hoodie and all that kind of jazz. And I think it would be a great take on the Spider-Man character with this clone wrestling with the fact that he knows he's a copy and what is his point in the world. I think that would just make a great film, and it would fit well in that whole Tom Holland Spider-Verse we got going on over at Sony right now, and I just think it'd be a lot of fun. So give a thumbs up for the Scarlet Spider. My number 9 pick is going to go to Death's Head. Now, this was a character that I loved back from the 80s. In fact, the first time I saw him was in a Marvel UK comic with the Transformers. Galvatron hired him to go back and kill Rodimus, I believe was the plot. And he was in a lot of other Marvel comics. He's gone toe to toe with like the Fantastic Four, Iron Man. Just a great character, and I remember that he always had this weird kind of accent that I never could make out whether he was French or English or exactly what he was supposed to be mimicking. But I think this would be one of those movies like Guardians of the Galaxy that could come out of nowhere and be a lot of fun and could cross over into multiple MCU films, have a lot of cameos in it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Kind of a cross between Deadpool and Guardians. I think this would be perfect. And I'll never forget there was a comic where it was Death's Head 2 where they go into the future and it's like the last of the Marvel characters, and the Punisher's one of the last ones standing, and the big bad's like, "You have no powers, why do you bother?" And he goes after him with a knife. Great stuff. I think it'd make for a great comic and or comic book movie, and that's why it's number 9 on this list. My number 8 pick is going to go to Howard the Duck. Now, I know we've had him in cameos in the Guardians of the Galaxy and in the Avengers Endgame movie. And he had a film back in the 80s, but it's time for a reboot. I know that there's talk of him getting a series on Disney Plus, but I really feel like we need a good solid reboot of Howard the Duck. Again, this could be a Guardians of the Galaxy style movie. I would like to see the Howard the Duck that we have in the MCU right now, and I'd love for him to take place between probably what Guardians 2 and Civil War, like the whole Captain America Civil War thing, because there was a great comic line during the first Civil War comic, I think it was, series, where Howard tried to turn himself in to the superhero registry, and they're like, "You're not a superhero, you have no powers, you're a duck." And he was from another planet, so they tried to send him off to the Alien Bureau or whatever it was, and nobody wanted to. They're like, "You're a duck, you're not an alien." They wouldn't do anything with him, and he was getting frustrated and getting tossed around. I would love to see a movie like that and have him interact in those different films all the way up to Infinity War, and how go from Guardians all the way through Civil War and plop into all those different movies, MCU movies, and end up at the end being coming out of the portal that we see him in Endgame. I think that'd be a great idea. What do you guys think? Give a thumbs up if you think that's a great idea too. And oh yeah, that's why it's number 8. My number 7 pick is going to go to Weapon H. And this is a comic I fell in love with from issue 1. It's been out for a few years now. I love the concept. We've got a military soldier that gets put basically through the Weapon X program, but they mix it with the Hulk. So this guy's literally a mix between Wolverine and the Hulk. And he gets mad. His adamantium comes out. It's an awesome read. It's an interesting read, and I just think it's a great concept. I think it'd be a lot of fun. You could get the Hulk cameo in there, and maybe you could throw enough money at Hugh Jackman to do a quick cameo in it. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and it would just be a great romp and just a nice R-rated. You could really go R-rated with this type of film under the whole Fox thing, like with Deadpool, and it would just be a great comic book movie, and that's why it's number 7 on the list. My number 6 pick is going to go to Excalibur. Again, another one of my favorite comics from the 80s. Essentially, you've got a handful of X-Men that go over to Great Britain, hook up with Captain Britain, and form a new superhero team. And I always liked this group. I always thought it was fun and interesting and different. And I believe this is where we see Lockheed show up with Kitty Pryde. So that's man, it's been a while since I've read that, but such a great comic. Love the concept. Love them going over to England, starting a new fresh team, and it added some mystical elements to the X-Men and the New Mutants, and just a lot of fun. And I think it could take the X franchise into a completely different area, and I think it would work well under the Mouse House. My number 5 pick is going to go to the West Coast Avengers. I think this would be a great movie. One of my favorite comics from the 80s as a kid. You'd obviously have to adjust the lineup. I would say instead of Captain America, you would put in the U.S. Agent. Instead of Iron Man, you would put in War Machine, although you could put him in the Silver Centurion armor, which Rhodey did wear in the West Coast Avengers as Iron Man for a while. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And instead of Hawkeye, you could introduce other characters in there. You could introduce Tigra, Wonder Man. Definitely would be one that you would want to add in there. Maybe Moon Knight, although I think they're supposed to be putting him in a Disney Plus show. But it would be great to see him in there. Mockingbird, of course, another founding member, would be really, really cool in there. You could even have Ant-Man join in there, because they're all on the West Coast, and Hank Pym was in the West Coast Avengers. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and it'd have a nice vibe to it, a nice California look to it. Maybe something a little bit different than the other Avengers movies, which are great looking, but I don't know. I've always liked the West Coast Avengers. Maybe that's because I got into that before I did get into the Avengers, but I still think it would be a great continuation of an Avengers movie line. My number four pick is going to go to Marvel Zombies. Now, I know we will never have a live action version of this, although I think it would look amazing. But, I hold hopes out that we get an animated film. I'd like to see an R rated animated or CG movie. I think that would be fantastic. We've had multiple versions of the Marvel Zombie comics out over the years. Of course, the initial one was probably the absolute best. Horrific, just gruesome, and just morbidly interesting to see all of the heroes turn into these zombies eating the people of Earth. It would just make a fantastic R-rated animated film, if nothing else. I know there's going to be a kind of Marvel Zombies What If episode on the new Disney Plus, but I want a full stream film based on the original series. So give it a thumbs up if you agree, and well, that's why it's got to be number four on the list, right? My number three pick is going to go to another favorite as a teenager back in the 90s. It's Generation X. This was kind of the replacement for the New Mutants comic, and it kind of goes back more to the X-Men style. And I really liked it. I like the characters. I like Chamber. I like Husk, Penance, Skin, all those characters. Blink, fantastic. And the comic ran for a long time. Jubilee was in there from the original X-Men, and it ran for quite a while, and it's gone through a few incarnations over the years. But I think this is another one of those next generation, Generation X, comic books to become movies that would follow in the lines of like a Deadpool and fit in that whole universe. I just think this is a great unsourced tap resource of comic book goodness of mutants that we haven't seen and would look fantastic up on the big screen and give us something different than just the X-Men. And that's why it's number three on my list. My number two pick is going to go to Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Now, hear me out on this one. I think this would be a great idea. I think it would fit perfect into the Tom Holland Spider-Verse that we got going on at Sony. I think it'd be a lot of fun. You could get an X-Man in there, another new mutant or metahuman, whatever Firestar is. I can't remember. I think she's a mutant now in the comics, but this was such an iconic Spider-Man cartoon of the 80s. I think it'd be a lot of fun. There'd be a lot of comedy involved with it. We'd get a lot of action, the team up. I think this would be perfect fodder for one of those Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. And just, like Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Spider-Man flicks. It's got that vibe and comedy potential and action and adventure. And I think it could be reinvented to cinema gold. Give a big thumbs up if you agree. And that's why it's number two on my list. And my number one pick has got to go to Nick Fury. First of all, Sam Jackson is a bad motherfucker. I mean, he even says so in every movie that he's ever been in. He's a great supporting character through all of the Marvel films, and I think he deserves his own film. I think it would be fantastic. He's totally changed the Nick Fury character in the entire Marvel universe. Even the comics now kind of reflect him. He was kind of an older, gruff white dude. Actually, was played by David Hasselhoff in a TV movie before. But when Nick Fury took the role, the Ultimates modeled their version of Nick Fury after him, and I really don't recall Nick Fury being any other way since Sam Jackson has taken over. He's totally taken that role that way, and I flip and love it. Normally, I'm not big into changing the canon of characters like that, but when an actor does it and does it well, I mean, that's a win-win for everybody, and I just think it would be a fantastic film. It'd be a lot of fun, very action-oriented, and I don't know why they don't do it. Throw the money at him and make the movie, people. So there it is. My top 10 list of Marvel movies that we, the fans, need. What did you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Did I hit anything that you liked? Was there something that I missed? Tell me what movies you would like to see. I'd love to hear from you. Jump over to my Facebook page, join the conversation there, upload pictures of your toy collections, upload links to your videos on my Facebook page. I'd love to see them. You can also follow me on Instagram at Ultra Reviews or Twitter at Ultra underscore Maximus. And as always, look for more videos in the future. Hey guys, thanks for watching. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And jump over to Facebook and like my page to upload your video links, pictures, and join the conversation there. Click on the links in the description below.